Let's kill some humans.
Welcome to OrcQuest. Let's jump into it. We'll use the quest book to figure out what we need to set up. Here's the map. On the left-hand side, the green arrowed tiles are the entrance, and on the right-hand side are the exit. So that's where we're going to enter and exit the map after we've completed our objectives. You can see the blue entrance and exit. That is for the patrol. You can see that there are 3 rooms that we'll need to explore and a lettered area, which is that wheat field on the outside there. And also on the southern end, there is like a dungeon cell that we're going to probably explore as well. Our primary objective will be to perform explorations in all 3 of the rooms, plus that spawn zone A, that wheat field, and kill all the enemies. Pretty straightforward. And I like the little flavor text there. It is time to warm up a little and sharpen our blades on the heads of these peasants. Our secondary objective, which is optional, is we can kill this witch that the peasants have locked up in that southern dungeon room that I mentioned earlier. And I think we will do that because we can get that relic card. Here is our main and secondary reserves. This lets us know which tokens that we're going to use when we perform the explorations on the various rooms and on the wheat field. So we're going to run into these enemies at some point during this quest. So finally we have the patrol set up for this mission. There's only one patrol, it's the blue patrol. There can only be one on the board at a time. So if we draw an additional patrol management card that says to spawn another one and there's already one on the board, we wouldn't do that. And then you can see what the patrols look like at the 3 different alert levels. Jumping right in, Oris is going to start us off with a move action. So we flip over his move card to indicate that we have used that ability for this round. So Oris is moving and he will smash through this first door. He has a trait called smashing, which means he's not allowed to actually open doors. He can only smash through them. Per the quest book, this room has 3 enemies in it, so we drop 3 die, and this will tell us where they spawn within that room. So let's see, I'm going to say it's there, there, and there. Now that we know where they are, we'll place the 3 tokens in the position in the room where those die landed, and then I will flip them over. And as you can see, I blocked the whole thing with my elbow, so I'll try to not make that mistake in the future. So the room exploration is complete, so now Oris can attack. And I think we're going to go after the peasant, because the peasants have a tendency to flee. We'll activate Oris's combat card, and we'll roll his attack and the peasant's defense all at once. Oris gets a gray die to attack, and the peasant gets a white die to defend. Yellow sword and yellow shield cancel each other out, but Oris has accuracy of 1, so we will re-roll. Yes! Okay, so a red sword will bypass the yellow shield and will kill the peasant. Ourselves a badass point for killing it in a single blow. Oris gains a loot for his trouble, which was a gold, and then we'll do his event now that his turn's over. And the event was Brawl, which makes 2 adjacent heroes attack each other, but we don't have 2 adjacent heroes on the board, so we'll just ignore it for now. So next up we'll activate Mech, and I think we'll stab the dog from behind. Now, Mech has the Agile trait, which allows him to move diagonally. So if you see me jumping squares diagonally, that's why. And let's stab the dog. We'll activate Mech's combat card. He attacks with 2 white die, and the dog actually has no defense at all. Yellow and orange will count as 3 hits against the dog. Put a token by the dog to indicate he's been hit. And Mech needs to do his event. And Mech's event is nothing. Okay, so for third Orc's turn, I think we'll do Thala. So she will move. She's also agile, so she can move diagonally. Also, one of the things you can do when you're agile is you can get up on furniture, so I think we'll put her here and have her shoot at the peasant. She shoots at range with a bow. She shoots with a gray die and a bonus white die because she is a ranged class. 2 yellow hits and no defense. Doesn't quite kill the peasant, but it's some damage. Thala's event was actually one of Mandar's event cards, which is lose a random resource from his inventory, but he doesn't have any, so. I started to activate Mandar, but I realized that when Thala attacked the peasant and didn't kill it, it gets a reaction shot. So I'm going to put Mandar back and perform the reaction for the peasant. That's 2 yellow hits, but she has orange health, so that actually does not affect her. Now we can activate Mandar. And he needs between 3 and 4 range to do his attack. So I think we will attack the peasant, try and finish it off. That way it doesn't flee out towards that open cornfield or wheat field. And a red hit is definitely going to kill that already wounded peasant. We'll do Mandar's event. And it's a -2 badass points. And we only had 1, so we're back down to 0. Now we'll start the patrol phase. So we'll draw a card from the patrol deck and no patrol appears, so we're lucky this round. Now enemies activate, which is just the dog, so he will roll his attack. Now he's attacking Thala because she has the lowest hit points, and she does get a defense die because she's standing up on furniture, and that gives you a bonus. White defense die, I mean, excuse me. So we'll drop a token on Thala's sheet to indicate she took that 1 point of damage. Because there are enemies alive at the end of the entire round, the alert tracker went up by 1. That is 1 full round of OrcQuest. Start off by resetting all the cards. Horus is going to charge. One hit on the dog. It has no defense. That's enough to kill it. So let's go ahead and remove the dog from the board. And as a reward for killing the dog, we don't get a loot, but we will get a badass point. Oops, I forgot to give Mandar a loot after I killed that peasant, so I'm going to draw a loot card for Mandar. And we got a shield, so that's cool. I'll probably pass that off to Horus. So to finish out Horus's turn, I think I'll have him move and smash through some furniture to get some resources. So he smashed through 2 pieces of furniture, so we'll draw 2 loot cards, but they can only be drawn in the already rec up status or recoup status. So you can only get the resources, not the actual like loot. We'll just tuck this underneath his card and probably use those later to upgrade weapons. So next up I think we'll have Mech go and sneak outside. If he starts off his turn with no enemies in line of sight, he gains invisible, which is like a stealth. Now, because we're in line of sight of that wheat field for the first time, we need to perform an exploration on it in order to figure out where the peasants spawn in there. So let's drop these dice in here. And we'll say they are here, here, and here on the back side. And remember, according to the quest book, the tokens we use for the wheat field are from the reserve token pile, so that's what I'm using here. So we got a chicken, 3 peasants, and another chicken. The chicken tokens will stay, but I'll replace the peasant token with the 3 peasants. The token have the arrow facing away from the heroes. So that's awesome, because that means all the peasants are going to spawn facing away, which means we could sneak up on them, hopefully. And since we're getting super aggressive here, we'll just have Mech finish out his movement, moving up behind the peasants and attack. Mech's going to attack with 2, and they defend with 1. Looks like 2 hits. Not enough for a kill, but a decent start. We'll put down a token to indicate the damage, and the peasant does react, but because we attacked him from behind, he can only turn around. He doesn't get to counterattack. We'll go ahead and do his event. And this says that the hero gains an additional action point to use, but that's kind of wasted on Mech on this round. His only other action card available right now is the dodge reaction card, which he can only use when he's being attacked, so that's a loss. So next up I think we'll activate Thala and we'll get her moving. So she'll start heading towards the door, which is still closed actually, so she has to open it. I forgot to mention, Mech has an ability when he's invisible that he can slip through doors without opening them. So I'll make sure to get her in range of one of these peasants and we'll take a shot at him. Wow, that's... Okay, a red and an orange is 6 points of damage. Completely ignores the yellow shield. The peasant dies instantly. We're going to gain the bonus badass point for the one-shot kill. And Thala should get a loot card. And she got a sword. Exactly like the one Ors is currently using. We might end up giving that to him so he can dual wield. We'll do her event. And the event says that until the end of this hero phase, all 2 action point abilities only cost 1 action point. So that is pretty sweet. So let's activate Mandar. And let's see if we can get him close enough to one of these peasants. He only needs to be 3 to 4 range. I think he should be close enough to kill the closer one. And remember, this round, 2 action point actions only cost 1, so we're going to do an attack plus brutality. So what that means is whatever you roll for your attack, you can shift it up by 1 color. So if you rolled a yellow sword, you could shift it up to an orange. If you rolled an orange, you could shift to a red. And if you're at red, you're already at max. So let's see what we get. And it's already a red, so the peasant dies. No bonus badass point from this one, but we do get a loot card. And Mandar gets some gold. I'll tuck that under his sheet here in a second. We will go ahead and do his event. It says he can restore 1 skill card. I don't know if that'll be useful this round, but we'll do it anyway. That's it for our heroes, so we'll do patrol. No patrol spawns. We'll perform an activation for the peasant to see what he does. And yellow sword means he's gonna flee. So that's super annoying. So he's gonna flee away from me for 4 spaces. There's an alive enemy at the end of the round, so the alert level goes up. That is the end of the round. Alright, next round. Skill cards are all restored. I think what I'll do to try and keep the orcs out of the line of sight of that patrol entrance spawn area is I'll have Thala attack from range. So we'll put her here, and I think... yeah, that's correct range. We will activate her combat card. And, so the 2 yellows cancel each other out. The orange is left. That's only 2 points of damage. So it didn't die still. So, put a token by the peasant here and figure out what we want to do next. Maybe I could use Mandar. That way I can still kind of be out of line of sight. I don't know what to do. We'll try it. And he needs 3 to 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're good there. his combat card over for the attack. And we still didn't get it. Ah. Alright, so we're gonna have to go in with melee, I guess. And Mandar's event was that Oris would inflict damage on a nearby orc, which we're good there. I think he's over by himself. So I guess we're gonna activate Mech and move him into melee range. And then we'll activate his combat card. So here we go. See, one shield cancels one, but he does still do 1 point of damage, and that's enough to kill it. No badass point, but Mech does gain a loot. And he has a wand. We will probably trade that off to Mandar at some point. We will do Mech's event. Enemies who are not adjacent turn towards Thala, but there are no enemies, so okay. We'll go ahead and activate Oris. And we're going to start moving him towards that other room on the south end of the map we haven't explored yet. We will go ahead and do his event. He draws a loot card if he's adjacent to an unnamed enemy. Well, that does not apply to him. That is going to be end of hero phase, so we'll begin patrol management, excuse me. And we're lucky again. No patrol. And since there are no enemies on the board, we don't have to worry about activating them either. We'll just go back to the next hero phase. We'll refresh all the cards. And we will start this round off with Thala moving. And I'm going to have her cross over one of these chickens. When you cross over a chicken token, you restore 1 health. And then she will continue on. Do her event. And this says she can perform an attack on an enemy that is adjacent to another orc and in her line of fire, but that doesn't apply here. Mech is pretty far away. I think I want to do a double movement for him and get him all the way back around to where Oris and Thala are and get ready to storm into that room. So a double movement, he gets quite a bit. I think we'll end him there. Actually no, we'll move him, that way Mandar can be adjacent to him after I move Mandar. Also doing a double action move for Mandar. And we'll do Mandar's event, which says it's a trap. So I gotta roll a badass die and see if I take damage or not. And damn it, yes I do. So 1 damage for Mandar. Okay, technically Oris needs to go, but I think I'm just gonna have him pass. So we'll just do an event. The event was Mech loses invisible, and that's it for hero phase. So we will do patrol management, and no patrol spawns, and there's no enemies on the board, so that's end of round. So I think we're all set to charge into this next room. But because we're all adjacent now, I am going to swap around some of these loots that they've been collecting so that the appropriate weapons go with the appropriate people. All refreshed. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is activate Oris and smash through that door. So let's start moving. And he will take 1 step inside. Smashes the door down, so we'll replace that with a busted door. And then we just need to perform an exploration for the inside of the room to figure out where the enemies are. 4 dice for this room. And oops, try that again. Okay, try again. Good. Terrible. Our tokens set up. And let's flip them over and see what we got. Looks like a whole lot of peasants. 5 peasants in there. And the directions won't matter because Or smashed the door down, which auto makes them all face towards him. And that's the exploration done. We got a lot of peasants to kill. Ooh, a red and a yellow and no defense. That's going to be an instant kill. One shot gets us a badass point. And his loot is a hatchet. So I think we'll just tuck that underneath his existing cards for now and pass that off to Mech later. Now, Ors is out of action points, but if we spend a badass point, we could use his 3rd skill card and charge into another one of these peasants, just to try and clear the room out fast. So I think we'll do that. So Ors is going to move up, and he'll attack that guy. Here we go. I only got 1 hit. Not worth the badass point. Bummer. We'll do Ors's event, and it's nothing. And looking at the playing field, I think we'll send in Mech next. Oops, and I almost forgot the peasant gets a reaction attack. Ors ignores the yellow, but the orange will hit him for 1 hit point of damage. Okay, now Mech will go. We're gonna move him down to this guy, and we will attack. Yellow cancels yellow, so we get 1 hit. We'll put our token down there to signify that, and then this peasant also gets a counterattack. And he hits Mech for 3 damage. So I think we'll have Thala go in next. Oh wait, before I do that, Mech needs his event. Nothing. Okay, now she can go. And I think we'll put her there and attack one of these other guys. Damn it! Another single hit only. So that's going to be another counterattack on Thala. And he hits her for 1. This is not working out very well. So next we'll do her event, and it's nothing. And we'll activate Mandar. So Mandar is moving in, and we will put him here. Nah, just kidding. We'll put him back here. He needs more range for his attack. Here we go. Yet again, only a single point. We'll do Mandar's event. Alert level +1. That sucks. Alright, patrol phase. And no patrol. Let's do enemy activation. Yellow swords, so they are all gonna start fleeing. Not only that, they can open doors as they're fleeing too, so they're going to go right out the door, right in front of that patrol spawn area. So this could end up being really bad. The alert level's going up because we got alive enemies at the end of the round, and I think that's it. So we will refresh all the cards and start the next round. Okay, and I just realized the camera was way off, so I'm really sorry about that. We'll go ahead and activate Thala and see if we can pick off some of these fleeing peasants. I'm doing the 2 action point version, so I'm going to turn one of these die rolls up 1 color, up to orange. Should be 2 points of damage on the peasant and kill it. She will gain a loot, some resources. Cool. Let's do her event. Nothing happens. We will activate Oris next. So we'll come up on this guy and attack him. See what we get. The yellows cancel, but we do get another orange hit, which is enough to kill it. So Oris will get a loot. More resources. Just tuck those into there. So what I'm thinking is maybe I'll spend a badass point to do Oris's charge on that last peasant. Yeah, we're gonna do it. So we're gonna rush up on this guy and attack. There we go. So an orange and a yellow and no defense, so that's enough to kill him. That was worth spending the badass point, I think. So Oris will get a loot, and he got armor. Oh, that's awesome. Now we have some defense. We'll do his event. Nothing happens. So I think we'll activate Mac and try and stab this last guy. So we'll move Mac up right on his side there and activate his combat card and hope for the best. Here we go. And there's a cancel. We only actually got 1 hit. Not enough to kill him. Let's do his event. All heroes in line of sight of you lose an action point for this phase. So Mandar is not even going to be able to attack. Great. Damn it. We'll use our 1 action point, I guess, to move. And let's just pray a patrol doesn't show up, since we're right at the patrol entrance. So let's do Mandar's event. Plus 2 badass points. Nice. Definitely try to put those to use. So now we've got alert tracker goes up because of the remaining enemy. The patrol. No patrol spawn. Very lucky. You need to activate the peasant. So... Oh, he's gonna flee again. So away he goes. What a pain in the ass. And notice too, our alert tracker is on the orange section now, so if any patrols do spawn, they're going to be stronger. Alright, so let's refresh everything. Okay, we're all set for the next round. Alright, so I think I'm going to start with Thala. Get her activated, and she's going to circle around and try and pick that peasant off from far away. And I think too, I'm going to spend a badass point so that I can do a 2 action point attack with the brutality. I want to guarantee that this peasant dies, and then the rest of my orcs can get back inside, away from the patrol. It has 2 hit points, so let's see what happens. And we kill it. It has no defense. Didn't even need the brutality or to spend the badass point. Oh well. She will gain a loot. A crossbow. Oh, nice. And being an archer, she can fire that up to 8 squares away, so it's even better than what she has. Let's do her event. Nothing happens. Okay, so the game plan for the remaining orcs here is to get them inside and get the door closed, and then we will battle the witch. We'll move Ors first. Do his event. Nothing happens. Excellent. Mandar next. Get him inside. Hopefully nice and safe. Mandar's event. -1 alert level if no heroes are in line of sight of an enemy. Nice. So we're back down to yellow status for the patrols. Then we'll do mech. He's going to go in one, use another movement to close the door, and then continue on, I think, over to this corner here. Good enough. We will do mech's event. The hero moves 2 squares ahead. If they hit something, alert level goes up. Well, we're back up to the orange level again. Okay, patrol management. No patrol spawns. And there are no enemies on the board to activate, so that will be end of round. So let's refresh all these cards. Okay, we're all ready for next round, and we are going to take on the witch. We also need to shuffle our event deck into a new pile since we used up the entire thing. I'm trying to decide who's going to go in and fight the witch first. I think it's going to have to be Oris. He's going in 1-2, smashing through the door. And standing right in front of her. Now, we're supposed to just use this token to represent the witch, but I think I'm going to grab something from HeroQuest to proxy in here. Here we go. Put a cultist from HeroQuest in there. So Oris will do his combat card. First attack on the witch. Alright, that's a pretty solid first hit. I think the 2 oranges will cancel out, but then the red will hit her. So we're going to hit her for 2 points of damage because she's an orange health character. So that's half her health already. Awesome. Now, she does get a reaction, which is this Bewitching Look ability, which disorients all heroes in line of sight. So I think that's going to be Oris and Mandar. Yeah, because in this game, other characters don't block line of sight, only things like walls and corners and stuff like that. Drop down a couple of disoriented tokens. So Mandar is going to do a dual action point brutality attack. But being disoriented, we have to roll a badass die, and if we roll a skull, we lose our entire action. And we lost it. Oh, and I forgot Oris's event. And it doesn't affect anybody. Let me do a quick roll. Yeah. Mandar's fine. Oris doesn't smack him. We need to do Mandar's event. And nothing happens. Good. Now, Thala has a passive ability that says if she's adjacent to another hero, that hero does not block her line of fire. So we should be able to shoot the witch through Oris. Here we go. That's not bad. Yellow cancels yellow, and we hit her with an orange. But she's still not dead. That's only 1 hit point. So she's down to 1 hit point left. But she does not get another reaction this round, so that's good. I'm recording this part after the fact. I ended up passing on Mech's turn because I think I thought I couldn't get past the witch's danger zone, even though he could enter the room at an angle. So I ended up passing on his turn and just doing his event because I didn't want to risk it. But after the fact, now I realize that I could have. Doing her activation. Okay. So she's just going to do a simple attack. Here we go with her attack on Thala, which bounces off her. So she's okay. And I also realized when I skipped Mech's turn, I forgot to do his event, so I'm going to do that real quick. And the alert level needs to go up too, because she's still alive at the end of the round. Oh, and before she was supposed to go, I was supposed to check patrol. And it did spawn this time, so we now have a patrol. Okay, let's do a round reset. Alright, ready for the next round. Okay, so we're going to have Oris go first. But he's still disoriented, so he needs to roll a badass die first. And he loses his attack. Okay. So I think I'll have Thala attack with a 2 action point brutality. Here we go. Just forgot one. And that's enough for a kill. We've got her. And don't you dare say that that second dice roll was a cheat. I won't hear it. So 3 badass points for that. And Thala will get a loot. She gets a hatchet. Huh. Probably trade that to Mech. Okay, and then Thala needs to do her event. And nothing happens. Oh, and I think I forgot Oris's event, but I'll draw that, and that was also nothing, so we're okay. And I hate to spend the badass points, but I think I'm going to have Mandar heal everybody. So I will spend the 2 action points and badass points, and he heals everyone in line of sight. Should be everybody. Mandar, Oris, and we'll bring Mech down to 2. And we'll do Mandar's event. And enemies not adjacent to a hero turn towards Thala. It's just a patrol. I wonder if they are supposed to turn towards her? Is it even going to matter? They're just going to head down the path as soon as Mech goes anyway. Alright, well, Mech still needs to go, so we're going to do a 2 action point move. He has invisible as well, because he started his turn out of line of sight of any enemy. So I think we're going to sneak him out the other side away from the patrol and go all the way around the wheat field. That should be far enough that the dogs can't catch him. Okay, let's do his event. And it looks like Thala and Oris are going to fight each other. We'll do patrol management. Patrol moves 4 squares. That'll put them right here, which is still in line of sight if I open the door, so I'm probably going to have to wait here for the next turn. So we'll go ahead and reset. I guess the one thing we could do is we could have Mech continue to move while the rest of the heroes wait. Or maybe I'll just move the other heroes up by the door and get them ready. Yeah, we'll do that. So Mech is going to move, and we'll move him through the chicken. We might as well use it and heal him up. You like that my arm's in the way? Great filming, huh? And in his event, nothing happens. So I think we'll have Oris move around and smash up some furniture. So we'll do a double action point move for him, so he gets to move 9. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, smash the barrel in the corner. Then he'll go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and smash the bed. Or, yeah, we'll go there, 9. Smash the bed. So we'll get 2 loot cards for that in recoup status. More resources to upgrade with. Let's do his event. Nothing happens. So next we'll do Thala or Mandar. We'll do Thala. And she will move. And we'll just get her up to the door and she'll hang out there. Event for Thala. It's a trap. So she has to roll to see if she takes damage or not. We don't want a lightning bolt. And she's good. So I think we'll just move Mandar, get him up to the door. So we'll just scooch him up behind her. In his event, nothing happens. So that is end of hero phase. We'll move on to patrol. And this is not good. The patrol becomes a red level patrol and moves 3. Oh boy. So this is now a red level patrol. 3 dogs and 1 peasant. And it's going to move 3 forward. Okay, and there's no alert enemies on the board, so the alert level doesn't go up. That should be end of round, so we will go ahead and reset. Okay. Okay, with the patrol far enough forward, I think we can leave. We'll start with Thala and try and get around the back side of that building. So 1 movement point to open the door, like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Far enough. So we'll end her there. Let's go ahead and do her event. And nothing happens. Awesome. So I'm kind of worried about the patrol turning around because Mandar and Oris aren't going to be able to go all the way as far as Thala and Mech. But I realized there's a tree right there, and there's shadowing around the tree, which if you're not in line of sight of an enemy and you're in that space, then you're considered invisible. It's like a kind of like Mech's stealth. So I think if I move Oris and Mandar into the shadow of that tree, even if the patrol turns around, we should be good. Unless the patrol actually moves backwards, in which case the dog's detection might catch me. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We'll risk it though. So we'll do Mandar's movement. Forgot to flip that over, and nothing happens for his event. Okay, so Oris will move, and we'll do the double action move. So he gets to move 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We should be good there and in the shadow of the tree. Oris's event. And it looks like Oris and Mandar are gonna get into a scrap. Alright, so Oris turns around and slaps Mandar in the face. That's a body point of damage. So Mandar turns around, swings back, and misses because he's a wimp. Mech's gonna pass, but we still need to do his event. And -2 badass points. Okay, well, they're all gone. So let's go ahead and do our patrol management. And they keep moving 4 squares. We'll go ahead and move them 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's where they end up. Okay, that should be end of round, so we're going to reset. Okay, so I think we're going to have Mech go in, sneak in, And that will trigger an exploration. Alright, 4 guys in this room, so... one in the corner for sure, one... I guess I can pick which one I want. We'll put them in the corner, I guess. There, and there. Sure, that's good. Tokens are placed and flipped, and there is a dog in there, so that's going to take mech out of invisibility. But let's get all of the minis in place. Okay, that's done. And since mech is already in there, I think we'll go ahead and start attacking the peasant in the corner there. Okay, here we go. And yellow will block a yellow, but we do hit him with an orange, so that's 2 hit points. So we'll put a token by him. And the peasant gets to retaliate as part of his reaction. Oof. So he hits mech for 3 hit points of damage. Okay, let's do mech's event. And he draws a loot card if he's adjacent to an unnamed character. Alright, so while we're fighting this guy, we're stealing from him. Got some gold. I'll take that. So next I think we'll have follow move. And I just realized I forgot to undo these cards during the reset. Oops. Okay, so Thala is moving. And because she's agile, we will do an angled movement into the room. Yeah, then she avoids the danger zone of that first peasant. And I think we'll just go ahead and attack that same peasant and get rid of it. Here we go. Ooh, and a red and an orange, which he cannot defend against at all. So he's not just dead, he's dead. He's skewered up against the wall. Take a loot. So she gains 2 loot, or 2 gold, but also an automatic damage. So that's an interesting piece of loot. The loot itself harms you. And her event, until the end of the hero phase, 2 double action points only count 1. This is perfect. Now I can slaughter this entire room quickly and get out of here. Okay, so Mandar can do a double action point move into the room, and it only costs 1. So he can move 9, and his range is 2 to 4. So if he went into the corner, he could shoot that guy, the far one. And only 1 point of damage. But his only reaction is he will turn around and face us, so he won't actually attack back. Okay, and I forgot to flip a few of these cards over. Dala did hers. Oh, and Mech did too. Oops. Alright, I want to get Oris in there and do some killing. So that is 8. And then... Oh, I forgot Mandar's event. No, I didn't. Let's do Mandar's event. A hero can restore a skill card. Okay. Or the hero. The hero can restore it. So he can restore 1. So we'll do his combat card then. I guess that makes the most sense, because he can attack range. So maybe I'll have Oris attack the southern peasant, because if I can kill him in a single blow, I could get a badass point. I could then spend it to have Mandar do another attack using the restored combat card. And then nothing could flee out the door. Oris attacking the peasant. Oh yeah. Dead. Very, very dead. So Oris will get a loot. Armor. Alright. We can give that to somebody else. Definitely not going to do a wreck up on that. We get our badass point. And then we'll follow through with that plan of attack using the restored skill card. And we'll spend that badass point. So hopefully this will finish that peasant off. And yes, he's dead. So Mandar will gain a loot, some resources. All right. And we'll do his event. Oh, I forgot Oris's event. Nothing happens. Okay. Oh, I don't have to do Mandar's event. That was a... I spent a badass point to do that action. Now here's a question. Is the dog even aware of me? It's still facing away. I'm still in its rear arc. So even though it's like enemy phase, is the dog aware that I'm there? I don't know. He wasn't looking at me. I didn't smash the door down. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let's do patrol phase first. The patrol moves 3 squares towards the heroes. Uh-oh. This could get bad. I'd rather not fight these guys. I want to kill this dog and get out of here. Still not sure about activating that dog. I mean, technically you don't form the enemy group until the enemy phase, but the entire rest of the group is already dead, so I'm just gonna say no. Okay, I finished restoring, and we will start the next round. Oh, except for the event cards here. Okay, hopefully this is the last round. We'll see. I think we'll start off by having Oris charge. He will slide right down on the dog's 6, and Oris will attack with 2 gray, and that is a kill. The dog does not get a defense. Awesome. So we will get a badass point, although we don't get a loot, but that's okay. And I still have a movement available. Oh, an extra badass point because the dog is also worth 1. Okay, cool. And then I think Oris is gonna get on out of here. So he's gonna make it out. Now here's the question. Once they reach the exit, do they still draw an event card until all the heroes are out? Or once one hero makes it out, are they all considered out? I don't know. I'll do one anyway, just for the hell of it. Alert level +1 for his event. And let's see, we'll do mech, and he's just gonna leave. And he's just, bye, he's out of there. And for fun, I'll just see what his event would be. I don't think it actually matters. I don't think once they're out that they need to do an event. I couldn't find anything in the rules about that, but if somebody knows, let me know in the comments. So Thal is out. Mandar will go. Okay, so all of our heroes have made it out of the exit, and we're good. Okay, so our orcs made it out. We got a little bit of loot. I think I mostly played it correctly. I'm sure I screwed a few things up. I might have forgot to spend a badass point here or there, now that I'm thinking back on it. But I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments, because I will make sure to adjust it on my sheet for the next mission, for the next quest. Other than that, yeah, it plays through pretty well. It wasn't too difficult. Just takes a little bit of time. Setup is kind of annoying. Just there's so many little tokens and decks of cards and things like that. But other than that, yeah, this was pretty fun. So if you'd like to join me again for the next one, I will work on that one. And I don't know how long that's going to take or when that's going to be done. I'm going to film it a little bit differently and record sound a little bit differently on that one. So hopefully everything's a little more clear, and the editing process is much quicker. See you soon.